What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes episode 173. This time it is episode 173. If you listened last week, you know there was a little mess up. I'll take the blame. Episode 173 of Tuck Rule Takes. The gang is all here. We're back. The triumphant trio. Fucking words. The Glasses Boys. If you're watching on YouTube, all the Glasses Boys are here.
Look at this.
Liam's here. I'm Mike. Big Al is here after his quick little episode off. Not like you missed much. It's kind of a dead zone right now in the NFL.
Oh, I know. I listened to part of the episode. I know I didn't really miss much in general.
Yeah, so. No. We took some shots at you to start.
Only listened to part of the episode.
Oh, I know. Crazy. Don't worry. I'll get my shots in. Don't you worry.
But this episode 173, I want to get it out of the way now because I don't want to forget and I want to give these guys their shine. Sports Spider. Thank you, Sports Spider, for having us up on your platform. If you are at your computer, phone, whatever right now, type in Sports Spider. That's Spider with a Y, not an I. Click on the NFL tab, go to Patriots. You'll see us right there for the next few days. And then if you don't see us there, scroll down a little bit. We will be there. Bunch of other sports stuff on there too. Like I always say, go take a look at everything else. Sports Spider. That's Sport Spider with a Y. Also, Couch Guy Sports. Go check them out as well. Everything spelled how it sounds. Couch Guy Sports. One big word.com. Type it in. Go look. A lot of Patriots stuff on there. There's also the Rafters podcast. If you are a Celtics fan, go take a listen to that as well. Because Liam is not just a one podcast guy. He is a double-ended podcast host. Go listen to the Raptors as well. But listen to Tuck Rule Takes first, then go jump on that because the Celtics, there's like 20 games left in the regular season, I believe, or something like that, right? For the NBA, I think so. Playoff time coming around. So big time in Boston sports, New England sports and everything. But we are a Patriots podcast. So we are here to talk about that. We're going to get Al's thoughts on the signings that he missed last week. Nothing crazy, but just kind of overall view of it. We're not going to sit here and break everything down because it's not really worth it, if we're being honest. But then also, obviously, if you're a Patriots fan, you heard of the Stefon Diggs news, that saga going on. We're going to talk about that. And then lastly, we'll kind of wrap it up with a way too early kind of season outlook. Now that free agency is almost done, pretty much for the most part. The big moves are done, I would assume. But we are starting now, though. Al?
Yes.
The signings that you missed, I'm just going to rattle them off, and then we'll listen to what you say. Oh, there's actually another one, Liam. There's one that happened since we were gone. Jack Gibbons from the Titans.
Yeah.
Signed him, too. So, Al, the signing since you were last with us, Jack Gibbons, like I just mentioned, on a 1-year deal. Linebacker, depth piece from Tennessee. Garrett Bradbury, 2-year, $12 million deal. Center, probably going to be the center of the future, or not the future of this year at least. Marcus Epps, safety from I was going to say Oakland, from Vegas, 1 year, $4.4 million. Wes Schweitzer, offensive lineman, depth piece for a year, and then Clevon Chasen, defensive end, 1 year, $5 million. K-Levon. When I say Clevon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just those, Al, thoughts on them. Gibbons is the one that we haven't talked about, but I don't think there's anything crazy to dive into. But what do you think of these kind of fringe signings?
I think they're just all complementary pieces. I mean, that's the best way to put it. They're just pieces to the puzzle. And they're not big pieces. They're like, if you actually do like a puzzle. So I know you guys aren't smart enough to realize this, but like the puzzle's the thing where you put the pieces together and then it makes like a big picture. I heard last episode, by the way. So some side shots will be thrown in, especially actually just at both of you because you both deserve it.
Yeah.
But they're like if you were doing like the puzzle of like the sky, right? With the beach background, these guys are like the pieces on the outside that are just making up like the sky, so to speak. Like you need them to complete the puzzle, but they're not the main pieces. That's the big thing here.
Yeah, we're not like, oh, I found the fucking piece. Yes,
finally. Yeah, we didn't find the piece to the sun. We found just another blue piece. But yeah, I mean, again, it's just a bunch of complementary pieces that, of course, are going to help. Like the Jack, whatever his last name is. What's his last name?
Gibbons.
Okay, so yeah, another Titans guy. I mean. Notice the theme with a lot of these signings, though. They've had connections with Vrabel or Terrell Williams or Josh McDaniels or whatever. And that's been the constant theme. I still am, I don't want to say drooling at the mouth, but I'm definitely I'm anxious for a big offensive signing in the sense of we're texting each other and we're like, wow, like
Mhm.
this is big. This is going to be really helpful. Mac Hollins, he'll be a decent, I think, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, maybe. But
Four. He better
again,
be four. Four.
yeah,
Hopefully.
it doesn't get the juices flowing, and that's what we need in this league. This league, it's not 2001 anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody else listens to this podcast. It is an offensive league. You need offensive talent to win. Defense will help you. The defense has been much improved, which is great, but you still need to address the offensive firepower. And then again, there's the names, Brandon Ayuk still out there in the trade. I know, Liam, I know how you feel. We don't need to get into that. Um, Stefon Diggs is out there, and I know we're going to talk about that, and then the draft, obviously, but you need to do something else. That's the big thing. Do something else offensively for the skill players. They've done it on the line. Get a skill player in here that really gets you excited. That's my big takeaway.
I gotta say, you missed an opportunity. I don't know if you're a big Mac Miller guy. I'm actually not, but like a couple of his songs are really good.
I
But
can,
instead
I
of being
can.
like it's not 2001 anymore, he had a line from his song 2009. It's not 2009 no more. Like that, the
Fair, fair.
opportunity missed there. It's actually a really good one. It's like one of my kill myself songs that I really like. But
And
Jeez.
that's talking
R.I.P.
hip
to
hop with Liam.
yeah,
yeah.
R.I.P. by the way, Mac Miller.
Mm.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, like out of your point, there is no greater feeling than like when a big signing happens and all three of us are all like, I know you guys are looking at the same group chat
Hmm.
I am, where we're all sending, immediately replying, immediately looking at the message, going, "Holy fuck, we got so and so,"
My
or
watch
"Oh
is
my
going
god,
crazy because it's
yeah,
vibrating because it's just like
you're
boom,
It
like,
was
boom,
oh
like
boom.
when
shit,
Milton Williams signed. That's when we were
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
shit, like that, this is big. But again,
That's
I'm
how
going
you
on
know.
the offensive side of the ball.
it's a great
Continue, Liam.
feeling."
Sorry.
No, no, that's it. I just wanted to point out how much fun it is when we're all like, "Holy shit," and we're all
Just
just
hyped
losing it
about
in the
it.
group chat. Yeah.
Right.
Al, let me ask you, do you think since Garrett Bradbury is kind of the really like the name probably the most notable one just because people are penciling him in as the starting center. He's a good
Mhm.
run blocking center, not a great he's a subpar pass blocking center, but do you think he's going to be the center moving forward? Because a report also came out today, maybe it was last night, I don't know. Jake Andrews, who was a 2023 draft pick, fourth round pick, I believe, from Bill Belichick, actually. If I remember, I'm gonna double check that. But he was actually at Foxborough working out, kind of already. He's ready to come back. He will be ready to start the year and everything. He missed the entire season last year. He was drafted expected to be the successor to David Andrews. He's a center. He could play a little left guard, but he is really a center. Do you think that Bradbury is going to be the guy? Because I am. Jake Andrews is my Ronnie Perkins. If you're an OG
Oh
Tuck Rule
boy.
Takes
Here we
listener,
go.
but the thing I have with Jake Andrews, I have actual play and talk from coaches or things that back up my assessment where I think he will end up being the starting center. Are you worried if Bradbury is the center? Do you even think he's going to be the one moving forward? Or do you think it's going to be Andrews or Cole Strange or something?
I mean, it's probably going to end up being Jake Andrews or Cole Strange, which is fine. But for now, while you have the quarterback on a rookie contract, get the pieces in to keep him upright and not give him two concussions or a concussion and a half, I guess you could say,
Mhm.
in the span of a football season. Garrett Bradbury, the pass blocking grade, big concern, especially when the whole thing is keep Drake May upright. Don't let him, get knocked to the ground,
Yep.
10 times a game. But the thing is too, is that what else was really your option? I mean, we were all banking on David Andrews to
Mm-hmm.
come back from injury, and then all of a sudden he gets released.
The team was as well because I guess it was the injury thing. He didn't pass the physical. That was like the thing that's out there pretty much.
Right. And that's right. And that's part of the problem is now they're looking for answers. So it's like, okay, the right side of the line's taken care of.
Mhm.
Mike and Nwenu, Morgan Moses, that's your right side. That's fine. Garrett Bradbury, okay, fine. Then you slot in Jake Andrews as a depth piece, like that's fine as well. On your left side, do you put Cole Strange back there? Do you at left guard? Do you put, Layden Robinson
I
at
think
left
either
guard?
one of them, man. I think either one of them. I mean, we've seen Cole Strange play left guard very well. So I'd be open to that. But if Layden Robinson beats him out, he beats him out. I'm not really worried about the left guard, to be honest. I know it's like a who's gonna play it, but whoever plays it, I'm not worried about. If that makes
And here's the thing too, Mike. I saw a tweet of yours earlier today that it had something to do with um stopgap players. Like you can't have too many stopgap players,
Yes, I
which I
want to bring
agree
that up
with.
too at the
I
end of it.
agree
Yep.
with. That 100%. But I think in this instance, where especially the protection of the quarterback is so vital to a team's success, having, and I know you guys don't like him, but a Tyron Smith or, even if it was Cam Robinson, whoever, it's better than anything you have. Do we really want to go into another year with Vidarian Lowe probably being a starter? Do we want to rely on a rookie to come in and be ready day one? Because I don't know. I mean, Doug Marone's the offensive line coach now. I don't know what he's going to be like for the offensive line in training camp and everything. Is he an offensive line guru? I don't know. But me personally, and I've said this before on this podcast, I prefer the veteran over the rookie if I could have it my way. So that's why I want a veteran offensive tackle for 1 year contract. That's fine. Just bring it in for a year. And then you hope you nail it in the draft. So that way, going into year two of whoever you take this year in the draft, they're ready to be at left tackle for the next 7 to 10 seasons. That's why I want the stopgap left tackle.
Call me
Yeah.
crazy, and I'm usually all about the veterans, but I think offensive line might be one of the few positions I'm actually okay with a rookie coming in, because like if he
Yeah.
sucks, then that's fine. Like I'm obviously going to be furious and very disappointed if he sucks, but
Mhm.
you bring in somebody like Tyron Smith, who's unbelievably washed, and I would just be furious because I would know he's washed coming in, and then he'd prove me right. Where at least with the rookie like Layden Robinson you can get my hopes up and then rip me apart. But at least I'm going into the season being like, hey, maybe this is the next fucking Jonathan Ogden. And then I'm
Matt Light,
fucking
yeah,
thinking, yeah,
whoever, right?
100%.
Yeah,
And then they can rip my heart out there. For every Trent Williams, there's a million tackles that are old and fall apart. For every Jason Peters who plays till he's 40 years old, there's, 100 Jason Peters that fucking fall apart and they're terrible. Like there's the offensive line play falls off so bad. If they don't retire at the top of their game, like Zach Martin just did, like they're
yep,
usually pretty shit
yep.
unless it's some of the outliers like Lane Johnson or Jason Peters or any of the guys that I just
Yeah,
listed. But
Joe
most part,
Thomas,
yeah, Joe
someone like
Thomas,
that.
who again retired in his prime,
He
like
did, yeah, he
retired
did actually.
early.
Yep.
He fucking called it where he was like, I'm still good. I don't
I'm
know how
done.
much more effective I'm going to be.
Yep.
Jake Matthews on the Falcons crushing it and has been crushing it for like 10 years and no one gives a shit because he's on a perfectly middling franchise. But yeah, I wouldn't want to bring somebody in where I'm like, I just know the wheels are going to fall off. And then I watch the wheels fall off in week two and I'm fucking miserable for the
So
rest of
that's
this.
exactly it with Smith. So the stopgap tweet, Al, just to tell you like where that came from, because I
Mhm.
saw people tweeting about like a left tackle, like just get a Tyrone Smith, get him in there as a stopgap, 2 years, you draft a guy to start. My issue with that last year, and this is just games played. Tyron Smith played 10 games last year, 13 the year before, 4 games in 2022, 11 in 2021. If you want to go to 2020, the COVID year, he played 2 games. So taking out the 2020, in the last 4 years, out of 68 possible games, he only played 38 games. So to me, like I get wanting stopgap people. Like I think Morgan Moses is somewhat of a stopgap.
Yeah.
2 years, someone's going to get there. That's fine. You want to talk about like I mean like linebackers, maybe defensive end. You want to talk about some stopgap guys, get people in there, whatever. But when you're talking about left tackle, my issue with Smith is that you bring him in. He's not even really a good stopgap option because what if he does, Liam, like you said, what if he gets hurt in week 4? So then
Yeah.
you're having someone who hasn't played left tackle all year. We don't know who it is, just player X, even if it is a rookie, whatever it happens to be. Now that guy's got to come in, get up to game speed, get used to working with the line. And then if Smith comes back in 3 or 4 games, then he's going to have to work his way in. like there's no consistency in my
Yeah.
eyes. I'd rather just draft whoever, whatever at the
Yeah.
for if you want to
You get a
draft someone
rookie that
first
sucks,
round.
but that shitty rookie will play every game.
But you can also build them up because rookies are going to be kind of iffy. But if they're taking a left tackle in the first 3 rounds, you kind of assume that guy is going to be fine. I'd rather go through the growing pains of having a rookie because if he sucks, then you know what? You took a shot. It is what it is.
And also, you're buying a
Tyrone
lottery
Smith,
ticket because then what if
exa-
that guy ends up being Zach Martin? And it's like
yeah,
it's worth the risk because we know Tyrone Smith isn't going
he's
to,
going to get hurt. Yeah, like he's
yeah,
not
or
going to
not
play
even,
every
but we
game.
know he's not going to be like Tyrone Smith of 10 years ago, where you're like, this
Yeah,
guy's locking it down. Like we know that there's the chances of seeing him go back to his prime are like 10%. And the odds might be similar for a rookie to be a Zach Martin, like
yeah, but
10%.
there's
Like
the
it's very
potential.
unlikely.
Yeah,
But yeah,
if he was healthy, then I'd be like, you know what, bring Smith in for a year, then you can do it. But like to have a stopgap, I think that needs to be a relatively healthy person. That's why I'm kind of out a little bit on him. Now, don't get me wrong.
yeah,
If they sign him and they play him, I'm gonna be like, okay, man, fingers
yeah, we're
crossed.
riding with
Like,
you. Like you're
yeah,
on our
let's hope you
team.
can stay healthy because that's fine. But ideally for me, I'd want them to draft someone in like the second or maybe third round. They got 2 third-round picks, so, or maybe you trade back up into the second and get someone. I don't know, but
And also, when we signed Morgan Moses, I loved his press conference. The dude seemed super
mhm.
personable. But when he came in, my perception of him, and even still after hearing him talk, even though he seems like a super cool dude, I'm not like, this is our tackle of the future. Like I don't even know
Mhm.
how confident I am in this upcoming season because I look at the body of work. We bring in Tyrone Smith. Both players are on the Jets. I was at that last Patriots Jets game where the Patriots won. That offensive line wasn't stopping anyone on the Patriots who didn't get a lot of sacks. And I
Tyrone
know
Smith
both,
probably wasn't even playing.
yeah, probably not. And I know both of you guys reveled in that Jets
Hmm.
downfall last season.
Hmm.
And I don't think any of you guys watched those games and go, wow, the Jets are playing really bad, but their offensive line is holding up really well. It's just everything else is falling apart around the offensive line. Like, I don't think you guys are saying that either. So Morgan Moses was a part of a bad bunch. And I'd like him to come in here and prove me wrong, but I'm skeptical. And if we bring Tyrone Smith, and I'm like, okay, we got two guys from a line that was pretty shit last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm lowering my desk, so you see I got to fucking like inch
Yeah.
towards the mic.
It's like if we got a Detroit lineman, I'd be like, okay, now we're talking. That was an
Yeah.
offensive line that did well. I don't need I
Hmm.
wouldn't even have to look at the guy's stats. I'd be like, okay, like he was a part of a line that was good. And
Yeah,
is
yeah, he was a
that the
part of it.
great litmus test? Probably not, but that's just how I look at offensive line.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think it's just like like eh, like stopgaps are good if you don't have an option to play there. You know what I mean? But I think that the Patriots will get one because I do think they should draft one. So at that point, it's like fuck it, ride with the guys, see what that looks like, and let's just go from there. Like if it doesn't work, it sucks. It is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. It's still I just think the offensive line is also just overall, before we move on from all this and talk about Stefon Diggs. I don't think the offensive line is as bad as some people might think. It's definitely an upgrade from last year already. Because Morgan Moses, I think, is an upgrade. Micah Nwanu at right guard is an upgrade from going back and forth and jumping around. I think center is going to be an upgrade because David Andrews only played 4 games. So then they were jumping a bunch of people in there. Ben Brown was in there towards the end. I think left guard, if Robinson develops, which I have no reason to think he won't, or if Cole Strange plays, I think that's an upgrade too, a slight
I
one,
do
nothing
like Cole
crazy.
Strange.
Yeah, I like him at left guard. He's good. Like, Liam, you and I, like we liked Cole Strange a lot when he got drafted here.
Yeah, we haven't given up on
Um,
Strange 69.
no, not at all. And then left tackle, obviously the most important position is kind of your question mark. So it makes people a little worried, a little unnerving, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But per usual, whoever they bring in here, I'm gonna get behind them because I don't think it's fun as a fan to look at a team and not try to be optimistic about it because it's like, then why are you even like, I don't know, you're not
Yeah,
really a
because then
fan,
we're
like,
just on here bitching.
yeah, which like I'm sure there will be things to bitch about. So like we
Yeah,
don't need to find
because
them.
that's going to happen all season. We're going to be
Yeah,
doing
so
a
let's
lot of
find the
bitching all
gems.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, Al, did you want to get into, or did you have any other kind of cleanup comments or anything before we get into
Mike
Stefan
Epps,
Diggs?
Eagles legend. You got nothing on him?
Nah,
Yeah, yeah,
nothing.
Epps. Do you like what's his name? K. Levon Chason.
Kayla Chase on.
Yeah, yeah. You like
Again,
him coming in?
another
Former
piece of
first
the
round.
puzzle.
Did you check
Yeah,
Nothing.
his numbers?
I did. Again, just kind of
good pieces.
like,
Just
He had
yeah,
his
yeah,
best year last
yep.
year.
you
Hey
did.
man, just you know what? You can have that NASCAR package. You want to keep subbing
Yeah.
Landry, and Keon White in and out. You can never have someone too tired. I'm cool with it. But
Basically Josh Sweat.
yeah, yeah, Josh. No, no, we got the better Eagles defender that was
Yeah.
up for
Yeah.
free agency. Which, by the way, the Patriots still got Milton Williams. People like
Which is so
this has been a good
Yeah.
offseason.
I
Like,
actually didn't get a chance. You sent a video earlier in the group chat. I didn't get a chance to look at it. I was at the gym. But friggin', it was a Milton Williams interview.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Basically, to paraphrase, he basically said, you know, like obviously everybody wants to get their stats and everything. That's cool.
Yeah.
But like we're working to something. Everything you want.
Yeah.
You know, we're working to build, you know, we want to get wins, we want to build the culture, all that stuff. Like just exactly what you want a young player who just got a huge contract. The highest paid Patriots player per year of all time. This
Yeah.
is what you want him to say.
And that's
So
how he got that huge contract is
yeah.
not caring about stats, just being a part of a great defense.
Even though he had a strip sack in the Super Bowl. So I
Yeah,
care about
well,
that.
that's what not
That's
caring
cool.
about stats gets you,
Yep.
though. Like,
Yep.
whoever makes a play makes the fucking play.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, Al, wrap up thoughts. Anything you got to say about him? Just kind of overall before we
Nah,
get to Diggs.
we can move into the next topic.
Move on to yeah. I get yeah. Al's like, let's just fucking stop talking about these fucking third stringers who might not even make the team. All right. So I think what was it? The day after? Was it the day after we stopped recording, or a couple days after again? This Diggs news, or when did it
It
happen?
was the
Like a
day
few
after,
days or something. So,
I
yeah, something
think.
like that. Stefon Diggs went to Foxborough. He was there. He went out to dinner the night before. I forget what day. Al, do you remember what day he was there?
Was
By any
it
chance?
was it Thursday or Friday?
Might have been. I think it was probably Thursday into Friday, if I remember then. Right?
I
So
think
two
that
Probably
days
that's what it
after.
sounds
was.
correct. I'll
Yeah,
double
I
check.
will. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Double check while I just kind of fill in what happened. But so I guess he showed up. We'll find out the exact night, but he went out to dinner with Patriot staffers. I'm assuming that's Brave. That's everybody. That's offense, defense, all the people. I'm assuming he went out with all the coaches. They went to dinner. I'm assuming they went to the 99, maybe Applebee's. I don't know where they wanted to go.
If you
Uh,
really want to sign him, bring him to the nines.
yeah,
Yeah,
go there.
it was Thursday into Friday.
Okay, cool. So Thursday night, he went to 99, maybe went to Santarpio's after. That's where you got to go if you really want some good
Ooh.
pizza. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Real people from Boston know. And then I guess all day or whatever, almost all day, it seemed like Friday. He was meeting with the team, met with a bunch of people. I'm assuming he met with Drake May, and we'll talk about why we assume that in a little bit. He kind of did a little bit of a physical thing, and he left Foxborough without a contract. Mike Reese, everybody started to report that it was more of like a fact finding meeting. Basically, Stefon Diggs wanted to see what the Patriots were all about because he's played them before, obviously, but he probably just wanted to see a little bit more about, you know, the team, the vibes, all that stuff. Vrabel and company wanted to see where he was at in his recovery and just if he would fit. Both sides, I guess, are going to keep in touch. And then when he left, Stefon Diggs followed Drake May on Instagram. Drake May then followed Stefon Diggs back. And then the last piece, which makes me think he is coming here. And then I want to know everybody's thoughts on this, not the sign it, not the following on Instagram. Stefon Diggs followed Jason Tatum. Stefon Diggs is not a Celtics fan. I did some quick research. By research, I mean, is Stefon Diggs a Celtics fan? No.
What team does he like?
And
Did it say?
no, it didn't say. It just said no. It said something. He started talking about college teams too. I was like, no, and it wouldn't make sense. Why would he like anybody from here? And anybody outside New England doesn't like New England sports. What do you guys think about Stefon Diggs potentially coming to the Patriots? I don't care whatever deal you think it might be, whatever. Just talk about the player with the talent, with the skill set coming to New England. How do you guys feel about it? Al, you go
I
first, since you were the one who wasn't here yesterday.
um I would like it. I would like a proven veteran to be here. If you guys remember years ago when Stephon Diggs signed with the Bills, it was down to the Bills and the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
So the Patriots have had interest in Diggs for years now. I'm gonna be that Patriots fan for a second. I'm gonna do it, and I'm not ashamed of it. It brings back a little bit of the DeAndre Hopkins situation. It's a little bit like that to me. It is. It's the fact that it's a veteran
Natural.
wide receiver, the fact that he can help your football team, the fact that he was in the building, and the fact that you had a chance to sign him. It's just again, it brings a lot back to the Hopkins situation. Had him in the building, said they would keep in touch, and then he goes and signs somewhere else. And it feels like this is heading down the same path. Now, as far as Diggs, the receiver, if he miraculously did sign here, automatically that wide receiver room becomes so much better. And you know what?
Mhm.
If you add a young receiver, it doesn't even have to be like a Travis Hunter or even a Ted McMillan. If you added like
Jaden Higgins, just saying.
Ugolka or whatever his name is from Ohio State, or you add
Illuminor or whatever his name is, a Yemenor or whatever.
yeah, or you add
Anyone.
Restrepo from Miami or whoever.
Royals, yeah,
Beast.
any of them. Restrepo,
If
that's what.
you if
Restrepo,
you
yep.
added a
Mhm.
rookie that was good along with Diggs, and then you added that to Kayshon Boutte and Pop Douglas and Mac Hollins,
Yep.
then you can start to kind of look around and say, you know what, Kendrick Bourne, we love you. You're a great depth piece, but you may not have a role here.
And he'd be
And
fine with it. He'd be fine with it, I think.
and you know what? And you know what? I know you guys laugh at this, but it's true. Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, not going to get a lot of reps. If that's the case, not going to get a
Javon
lot of
Baker,
reps.
by the way, quick little hot take. I think Stefon Diggs is Javon Baker's ceiling. Like his like pie in the sky, if he pans out, I think
Yeah,
that's the receiver that he can be like that
that
type of
would make sense.
explosive
Yeah,
chip on his shoulder, everything. So it'd be cool to see all that. Very cool.
I
It would
agree.
be.
They are pretty similar.
Yeah. And again, that's kind of to wrap it up. I mean, why would you not want this guy who actually in Houston, a lot of people were praising for how he led the wide receiver room, even
Stroud
though he
wanted
didn't.
him back. Stroud
Right.
loved him.
Right. So that's the thing is like if other quarterbacks are vouching for him, other teams are vouching, and Mike Reese even reported that he's ahead of his schedule in rehab, why would you not take the chance on that? That why would you let him leave the building without a contract signed? That's my big thing.
Don't worry, he'll sign tomorrow because this is the luck that we have. He
Yeah.
will sign with the Patriots. So I do want to just your last thing, and then Liam, obviously, I want to know what you think because I know you're just as fucking jazzed up as I am to talk about it. Because like this is it's exciting. I don't know why, like getting Stefon Diggs here, but I think the whole like you don't let him leave without a contract. I get that, but it's just I feel like it's one of those things where like the Patriots might have just wanted to see him in person. Like why would we prepare these numbers if we might have to change them or whatever? And also Diggs might not. He might have kind of let it be known that like yeah, man, we're thinking kind of something like this. My agent and I have been talking. This is kind of what we're looking for. Just like you're like casual talking about it. I don't mind so much that he left without a contract. It happens. Obviously you would have preferred he leaves with at least an offer or something. But then maybe this is just like my past car salesman coming into play. You never want to give a customer an offer when they leave because then they'll take it and shop it around everywhere.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So what if it's one of those things like, hey man, we want you here. I don't know if you're looking at other teams. Diggs might be bluffing too, which I think he might because it's been radio silence on Diggs since he left. He has no other meeting set up. He had none beforehand. So maybe it was just Diggs like, yeah, I'm trying to look at other places. We'll see. And it's like I have like PTSD from fucking selling cars. Like this is what I'm thinking right now. Where it's like, all right, man, well, we'll match any offer. We'll beat it by $100 or something. Maybe it was something like that. So I don't know. Liam though, Stefon Diggs.
It's a cool name. Like obviously it is Stefon Diggs. He's
Mm-hmm.
was a monster. I do think that ACLs aren't a life ender anymore.
No, definitely.
Um, if I'm thinking about this from Stefon Diggs' perspective, though, I find it hard to believe that he has no other offers, that the Patriots are his only offer, and I don't know if they would even be the number one place he wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
Just if I was him, I think there would be strong interest in wanting to play with your brother in Dallas. I don't know why he would ever want to play for that sorry fucking franchise, but I can absolutely see the human aspect of that.
Yeah, I don't know, but
So
Jerry Jones though, they don't even want to pay Micah Parsons. Like that
I
might be one of
know.
those things. Maybe his brother is like, dude. stay far the fuck away from here.
Could be,
Like,
certainly could be, but as much merit as there could be in those, there could be merit that I don't care what the situation is. I want to be able to say I played with my brother on a professional football team.
yep.
So
Joey
I
Bosa,
think,
Nick Bosa. Yep.
yeah, like I think he's exactly like their case in
The
point.
McCourties.
Yeah, the
Yep.
McCourties, like it's
Yep.
LeBron and his kid, like friggin'
Yeah, it's a
people
Yeah.
thing. I
just
would
want
want
to
No,
to.
play
no,
with
no,
family. I
no,
know,
no.
but like
Okay,
it's
Yeah.
just
true.
no.
Like people just want to play with their family. Like I understand. So I think that could be a draw for him.
Mhm.
Uh, like you said, I heard rumors that the Texans wanted him back, but they haven't had any meetings with him or anything. The organization hasn't seemed like they want him back, even though CJ Stroud seems to want to.
Yeah.
I'd love to have him here. I don't think he would be like a awesome impact player. Like I think he could get 1,000 yards, which we're desperate for a 1,000 yard receiver. So if he just cracks that 999 marker, I'll be
Mhm.
fucking psyched. Last year, 3 touchdowns. He was on pace for 1,000 yards again. Got hurt in week
Yep.
8.
He was
The
seventh in receptions when he got hurt in the league.
Yeah, and but that's the thing.
Solid.
Like when you get Stefon Diggs into your offense, like he is going to expect the targets he was getting his whole career, especially in Buffalo. Like he's going to want 15 targets, and he's going to want to catch 7 to 11 of those 15 targets. Like he's going to want the ball all the time.
Give it
Is
to him.
that good? Is that good for
Right.
our
Like,
offense? Yeah, probably, definitely. Like he'll help us put up points. But I haven't given up on Javon Baker and Jalen Polk yet. Like I don't think the organization has. I don't think Al's correct in saying that, you know, these guys are going to get phased out. I don't think so. There's a possibility because it's a different regime. It's not like Mike Vrabel drafted these guys, so he's holding on to them. Somebody else drafted him, so he could care significantly less. But when you have an underutilized asset on your roster, when one of them didn't get a chance at all, the other one got a chance, definitely kind of sucked. But like worse starts to a career have happened, they end up being sick. That I feel compelled to say that they will push them into, there'll be a lot of training camp reps, early season reps. I don't think either one of them's going to get caught. I think they're all going to make the team. And hell, they might even try and force feed them the first couple games. I don't think that would be good for their development if Stefon Diggs is fucking getting most of the targets in the game. And also for Kayshon Boutte, who I think is a stud, he won't be getting a ton of targets either. Will it be good for the Patriots offense? Objectively, yes. Will I be psyched that Stefon Diggs is a Patriot? Fucking yes. That'll be a really cool jersey. But in the grand scheme of things, there's still some drawbacks to it. And I don't even know if the dude wants to be here. He came here and took a visit. So he's
yeah,
obviously marginally interested.
dude, what a great, like, that was just very, you laid out your points.
Yeah.
Like, that
But I
was,
counteracted myself 3 or 4 times.
yeah,
Like I
but
put
you
up
know
one
what, dude?
argument and then I tear
You know
down my
what though?
argument
That
down.
is the bet. When I used to write for my high school newspaper and you used to point counterpoints, I used to write the point and the counterpoint. You did
Yeah.
exactly what you do as a good writer, as a good
Yeah.
professional
I
thinker.
try.
Al, you know about this. You're a teacher. You think sometimes.
Yep,
Kool-Aid Man,
true.
remember the Kool-Aid Man conversation? You love him.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I think that's good. The whole targets thing. I think this Patriots team is going to throw the ball a lot. So
Yeah.
I think that I think you
And
can.
it's going to be objectively good for our offense when we have Stefon Diggs.
I also think, though, unfortunately, I'm going to call it now. I think Kendrick Bourne gets cut before the season. I think
That I
he
can
happens
see.
to be the one. So,
Yeah.
like, if you have Diggs as your number one, you got Pop Douglas and Booty. You have, if you draft a rookie at some point, he'll play a little bit. Polker Baker, I think one of them are going to play a little bit, and then they'll get kind of put to the practice squad or just kind of put to the side. Matt Collins, he's a special teams guy too, so he'll get his play. I'm not worried about that. I don't, I think you can't have too much talent and then you just let the talent kind of beat itself out and kind of weed, cream rise to the top, all that stuff. Yeah, I think that Stefon Diggs, I think like an injury like this kind of humbles you a little bit too. I'm hoping. And that's kind of how it seemed. It seems like he was already on the track to kind of maturing from his early Buffalo days. But I think he would get it. I think he would relish in the mentoring some younger guys, like not necessarily being like your full on like mentor, but like just helping them along a little bit. You know what I mean? So I don't think I wouldn't be too worried about that, but that's an interesting point because I haven't even thought about that. Al, what do you think about kind of everything that Liam so professionally just fucking laid out? God, I love that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I
Uh,
try.
Oh,
I
Al hated it though. So
I want to tear it down,
look
but
at him.
for
Tear it
once
down,
it's
bro. Tear it. I built him up.
well,
You tear him
the
down. We
thing is,
can't let Liam. We can't
Please.
let his
I
head get
can't.
too
Well,
big.
I can't because for once in his life, he sounded so eloquent.
I know.
Like I can't take the
Shooting
moment away
stars
from him.
happen.
I
Yeah.
can't. Like
Yeah. Like it would be sick.
it would be. I think Baker to the practice squad makes a ton of sense. I do. Just to get the reps and
Yeah.
everything and keep
Hmm.
him on, see if there's something left. I said this last year too with Jalen Polk. I think you give him at least the first half of this upcoming season to see if he can bring you any value. And if he's at the level he was at last year, even worse, I would not hesitate to cut him.
Yes.
I don't
That's
think Vrabel will hesitate either. Nope.
like, well, he shouldn't. I mean, if he's not bringing anything, don't keep him around. That's the
Hmm.
thing. So, but everybody else, I mean, listen, this offense is going in a new direction. You have Josh McDaniels back. You have the guy that's going to put the players in the right position. So you just hope that if this were to be the final skill group going into camp, that McDaniels has a plan to, utilize their success. Look at what he did with Kendrick Bourne in 2021. Kendrick
Yeah.
Bourne had
Yeah.
a really good first year here in New
Matt
England.
Collins
Yeah.
had the best year of his career under him too. If you want to keep talking about him, he's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy with which, by the way, like just the fact that McDaniels is here, I want them to add someone to the room. I do think that they will, whether it's veteran, trade, or a draft or a rookie. But like I am content with this room going into it because I do like Kendrick Bourne. He's good. I do love Pop Douglas. Kayshawn Booty, I think we're all Booty fans now. So like I
Yeah.
think that's fine. Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper, that's a really good two tight ends. Ramondre Stevenson, if he just doesn't fumble the ball, he's a top 8, top 10 running back in the league. Like I'm happy with, or I'm content with the room right now, but I do think they should still add. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Diggs would be cool with that. I know everybody, or like Al, you keep bringing up Polk. I think Baker might be the one that makes it. I don't know why. I just think Jalen Polk. Like, I don't know if it's like something in his. I don't know what's
The
going
mental
on, but
issue.
like, dude, he hit a wall last year because he had a good first couple games.
Yeah.
First couple games.
Dude, touchdown in that Seattle game. I was like,
He
okay.
he hit a wall and he
Yeah.
didn't do himself any favors. He was dropping the ball. Like
It
Baker, say
was
what you
the
want.
it was the Miami game. It was after he didn't get his foot down. After that, you notice everything went
It
downhill.
messed with him. So I don't know. I still have the utmost faith in Drake May to get it done. I don't care if he has to throw to Antonio Gibson, Hunter Henry, and Austin Hooper all game.
Yeah.
I have faith in Drake May and Josh McDaniels as a duo.
I agree.
So
He will make, water or wine into water. Like he'll fucking crush it with what
water
he's
into
given.
wine. He's
Yeah,
not gonna
water
make
into
Into
wine
wine
into
wine.
for
Is
sure.
that
water.
it? Okay, I'm not biblical. I don't go to church. Fucking
I mean,
but
that one's just common sense. You had your eloquent moment, you just let it slip out of your fingertips, dude.
yeah, well, fucking you can't hit them all. Even Steph Curry has missed a shot every once in a while. But
Steph
I
Curry almost died a couple nights ago.
yeah,
You see
that was
that?
brutal. Yeah,
Damn.
I fucking hate him, but I still like,
Uh,
he won it for Team USA. I actually now like Steph
he
Curry.
did.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a fucking weird one. I'd love to see Hulk
Mhm.
just like surprise us and crush it in the first
Me
like
too.
2 weeks.
Of course.
We're like, oh fuck. Yeah, like it would be nice. I do agree Bourne kind of seems like the odd man out, which sucks. Like I
Mhm.
hate to see it because he's stuck
Love him.
around. He actually seems super fucking passionate about the Patriots when no one should be passionate about the Patriots. But like that's the name of the business, I guess.
Yeah, no, he loves him, and it's just kind of like a just an unfortunate thing, because I like what kind of sucks is that the two rookie or now second year guys, Polk and Baker, they're kind of fucking everything up because like if it was just one of them and he wasn't that good, you could get rid of him and you got like a four people of Booty, Bourne, Douglas, and Matt Collins. You
Yeah,
add a veteran or add a rookie to that, that's five guys. Like that's all. But now
that's
you got the
perfect.
two
Yeah,
sophomore
we're loaded.
guys. You're gonna trade for someone, add someone. Like
And we're all hoping they draft someone. You're like, holy
I
fuck,
think
how
they will.
many?
I there's no
Yeah,
way they don't.
but we're
I
like,
think they
how
do.
many wide receivers are we gonna roll into the preseason with like 13 wide receivers on our roster? What are we doing?
Like I don't know. See, that's why I'm thinking like I think Bourne might be the unfortunate guy who does get cut, but then he is a veteran. I don't know. Do you keep him? Are we sure Booty's safe? We're sure
And
Booty's safe, right?
also, like
Yeah,
we
he's
had that
safe.
we
Okay.
had those
He's safe.
things about, yeah, he's definitely safe. He's the only one who fucking produced.
Okay.
Like
I thought so, but I just wanted
we
to
were
double check.
saying that we don't think we think Vrabel wouldn't be hesitant to cut fucking Polk if he sucks in the middle of the season. I have reservations about that. He held on to Traylon Burks, who sucked. He's still fucking terrible.
I thought he was going to be good,
His
man.
entire tenure. Me too. His first touchdown was because somebody else fumbled and he dived on it. I don't think he's ever caught a touchdown. He's
That's
fucking
embarrassing.
brutal. It's
Oh my
terrible.
God.
But like and he held on to him, and obviously he left, and Burks is still there somehow. Dude must be killer at blocking. But I don't know. I have reservations about the cutthroat, wholehearted, fucking man's man that Mike Vrabel is, where he let those shitty players hang around. And he brings in a guy like Jack Gibbons, who I've never fucking heard of. He better be good. He better be a great practice guy or something. I don't know what the deal is with all these
I think
Tennessee
they'll be
guys
good,
coming in.
man. It's
Because
just like
Tennessee
you
was
said.
above average. Like, I get it. We're not great. Beggars can't be choosers, but we're bringing in all these Tennessee guys. And Tennessee was like, they were okay. They had 1 year of actual contention. And every other year, they were like, okay, they got Derrick Henry. They're going to win 10 games because of him.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still I understand why, kind of like in Vrabel's press conference where he's like,
Yeah,
there's really no other way to do it. Like you got to bring in
100%.
people that you've
I go to
worked with.
people I see,
So
but also like that's a narrow-minded view because Vrabel's coached in one other place before he's coming here, and obviously he had that quick stint in Cleveland. But like, trust me, we don't want any players from Cleveland. If you're only picking guys that you have experience with, that's going to be a fairly flawed system. Most of the guys McDaniels knows are out of the league or are on the Raiders. We don't want Raiders players either. We want good fucking players.
you
Wait,
got
so
the good Raiders player.
you wouldn't want Miles Garrett, you wouldn't want Max Crosby, you wouldn't want those guys?
No, dude,
Like
we got Robert Spillane.
obviously,
We got
yeah,
Robert Spillane.
obviously, like there are exceptions. Yeah, pick out the two Hall of Famers on those two shit teams, and yes, I'd gladly have them. Yeah, no fucking shit, Al. But if you talk about literally anyone else besides maybe Jacoby Myers, like, I don't want Jerry Jeudy from the fucking Browns. No, even though he had a good year, no, doesn't interest me. Like none of the other players on the Browns, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, we got a Browns player, sweet. Like no, we want 49ers players. We want Chiefs players. We want Ravens players. We want bad motherfuckers. I'll even take Steelers players because at least I know they try hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think so. Just to bring it back to Diggs to kind of wrap up on this one though. Like I hope he comes here. I think it'll be good. I think it'll help Drake May. But like you said, Liam, you hit the nail on the head. It'll help him in the short term. I also think in the long term it will too, because I think Diggs will help the Patriots win games. Not like a vital part, but I think he will just help the offense be good, which will help the team just overall, which will help them win games, which will help them bring in free agents, which will help with the record, which will just kind of help overall. It's a snowball effect. So I think you just got to bring in talent, bring in good people. Diggs is a good one to come in. If you don't get Diggs, though, Brandon Ayuk news should drop in the next 7 days, if anything, because if the Niners are going to move on from him, it's going to be before April 1st. So
Yeah.
by the next time we record, we'll know if Ayuk is here, if he's staying, if he's going somewhere, what's going on. I want to ask you guys before we move on, just to kind of talk about the schedule real quick. If the Patriots don't get Diggs, would you want them to, or is there anyone you would want them to get other than drafting someone right now, whether it's trade or free agents? Like, is there any other receiver you would want them to add to the room before the draft comes?
I would take Ayuk, especially if
Okay.
it's like a fourth rounder or
Mhm.
even like a fifth rounder.
Yep.
Yeah, take him
Whatever
on.
it happens to
Again,
be. Okay.
improves your receiver room.
Mhm. Would you take any free agents? Because I think right now it's Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper are kind of your top ones right there. Would you take either one of them? Obviously
Maybe
you
Amari
would, but
Cooper.
just like kind of like levels to it. Like how pumped would you be if we got either one of them?
I'd be happy. I'd be like, okay, that's a good signing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there's really anybody else or any like other trades you could pull off. There's really not any other trades unless like
AJ
you got,
Brown is the one, or Chris
yeah.
Olave, right? I
If you wanted to
guess.
get really crazy and you wanted to call Miami and see what it would take to get Tyreek Hill, but that again, that's a
Oh,
crazy one.
yeah, that'd be nuts. That'd be nuts. I don't know. I think there's Greg Bedard still is carrying the water on the AJ Brown thing. the Patriots get AJ Brown, I think they're going to the Super Bowl. So please don't let them get AJ Brown. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of, if they don't get Diggs, I think you just draft someone and just roll with what you have, let the young guys play. Like I've been saying, kind of like we've all said here, where it's like, there's young guys that's got to play. We're talking about Polk and Baker, like, get them in there with a real offensive coordinator, with a real good one, and just see what happens. Like, you got to see what you have at some point. And I feel like the Patriots haven't done that the last couple of years, whether it's by choice or by injury. They just haven't been able to. Like, you have to see what you have with some of these people. So I don't know. Liam, would you add anybody or trade or anybody specific, or would you want them to just wait to the draft? What would you want them to do?
Well, I did notice Gunnar Olszewski is a free agent. We could bring him home. Big
Okay.
bad Gunnar O. No, I like in looking over it, I don't want Robert Woods. He's super fucking washed.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore still is intriguing to me. I think Nelson Aguilar certainly could play. Tyler Lockett actually, like we went over this in the
Tyler
group
Lockett, I
chat.
forgot about him.
I'm intrigued. Like I think he could be a great like just go in for deep passes and then maybe relieve Marcus Jones on return duties every
Mhm.
once in a while.
He's a vet too. He's
Yeah,
solid.
I just like that idea. The dude's protected his body. He's never hurt. I really like him.
Mhm.
Deontay Johnson. Does anyone like Deontay Johnson?
Nope. I don't want him.
No,
Nah.
No,
no,
thank you.
okay.
Like,
Yeah,
granted, if
me
he
me
came here,
neither.
I wouldn't shit on it. But like, if I had to
Yeah.
pick,
Uh,
no, like, I don't,
yeah,
I don't know, man.
he's
No,
not
he
super
moved to like
sick.
3 teams last year. Like,
Yeah, wild.
no, thank you.
Amari Cooper is like still a really good option. I don't know
I
what the
would take
deal
him in
is.
a heartbeat. And that's another thing with like the Diggs. And that's what I want to talk about with the Diggs too. We haven't heard anything about Keenan Allen. We've heard, or maybe
Yeah,
like a little bit, but we haven't heard
I
anything
definitely
about
don't
Amari
want
Cooper.
Keenan Allen.
We haven't heard anything about Cooper or Diggs. And that kind of just to, that was the other point I wanted to make about Diggs, where, it's like, oh, does he really have interest here? Whatever. Does he have other teams? There has not been any rumors, any fake reports, real reports about Diggs having interest from other teams to go to other teams or anything. It has been solely the Patriots. So that's what leads me to believe like this is a real thing that he might come here. But just like with Amari Cooper, though, no one has talked about Amari Cooper. Like
None.
no one, which is
Super
crazy.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah,
because he
Yeah, a little
did like
fishy.
he
disappear. He
played well.
disappeared. No, he disappeared at the end of last season. Like he was
Yeah,
completely
yeah, but
useless down the stretch. But every time, like it sounds super like on the nose in the most obvious point ever. Every time he scored a touchdown, they were awesome fucking touchdowns. Like it was deep,
he's still
great
good.
catches. Like he
Mhm.
definitely still has something, and I never understood why he was so underutilized in Buffalo, and there has to be a reason for it. I don't know if it's him or maybe he was hurt or
Maybe
whatever.
that's why
But
Diggs wanted to leave. He's like, listen,
yeah,
man, like a couple years
yeah.
ago.
And
Yeah,
he's
I don't
like,
know.
yeah, maybe he's like, this place sucks. Like that totally could be the case. But Terrace Marshall, 4 years in the league, young guy, fairly athletic, tall. Like I would be interested in somebody like that. Tyler Boyd's a free agent. I didn't even know he was still in the league.
Yeah. I mean, I liked that like a long time ago, like a couple of years ago, but
Yeah,
not,
Yeah.
nah,
man.
I'm out. I'm out on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out
So the
on
free
pretty much all
agents
the
are
free
pretty bare.
agents.
So we're basically for free agents, it's either Amari Cooper or Stephon Diggs.
And I would take
Yeah, pretty
either of them
much.
because I think they are both veteran players. They're good. They're solid. They can
Definitely
help
better
Drake
than what
May
we got.
develop, like more overlap with Diggs. Diggs went to Buffalo, helped Josh Allen develop into what he is. I want Diggs to come to New England and help Drake May develop into, a top 5, top 8 quarterback in the league. So, which I think Drake May has all the skills, all the potential to be a top
I
5
agree.
quarterback in the league. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, odds are with how we record, we will get news tomorrow about a Patriots receiver. So, or a
Yeah.
non-Patriots receiver, whether it's like Diggs
Yeah.
is
Going to the
going to,
Cowboys. You're
yeah,
like,
I was just
fuck.
going to go in the Cowboys on a 2-year, $32 million deal. Patriots didn't even
Okay.
offer him anything, and everybody will
Yeah.
cry. But
Yep.
we'll see. All right. Before we just look at really quick, kind of after free agency with the what the if anybody has any changes with how they think the schedule looks, does anybody want to touch on anything else before we get into that?
Not a.
Nope.
No, no, I didn't think so. Al's like, get me the fuck out of here. You guys suck. I listened to your
Yeah.
episode last week. horrible. You guys
Just
wear glasses
tired of
like
getting
me
shit
now.
on.
Yeah,
What
which
is
by the
this?
way, last week you guys
There we go. So you
insulted
do have
me
things to say.
in the fact that you made fun of the profession. Let me tell you
Yeah.
guys something. Let me educate you guys on something here.
Here we go.
Every week, I come on this
I'm gonna spit
podcast.
out my drink.
Yep.
The IQ when I'm not on here
He's gonna
is at
educate us.
about an 83.
Is
When
that
I
good?
come
I
on
don't know. Is
here,
that good? Is that bad? I don't know.
that's
Out of
base that
100?
see, that's what I'm
It's a
saying.
B
You don't even
minus.
know. Like the average IQ in the United States. I'm going to see if I can find this real quick.
Can't be higher than 83.
It's about a 97.
Okay.
Oh, we're
So
not far off.
we
You
got
got,
work to do.
I bring it
We're
up to
like Jalen
like,
Polk. We got work. We got
I
potential.
bring it up to 100. Okay. That's what
Well,
I
Yeah.
that's
do.
not fair.
And I mean, the fact
Humble
that
too.
you
Grading on a curve.
a-holes, the fact that you buffoons, I can't even find other words to describe you,
Come on,
would
teacher.
come
Let's
after a
go. Bring up
profession where
adjectives.
I mold young minds every day and teach them the beauty that is
Mathematics.
mathematics and the studies of social studies.
Studies of
Shame
social.
on you. Shame on you two for not having the decency to appreciate what I do. Now, I'm not saying I don't appreciate what you guys do. I appreciate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I'll give you like a 0.9.
There
But
we go. I'll take
anyways, the
that.
point being, you guys, you can come after my sports takes, come after my glasses, you can come after my hair, you can come after
You actually have a nice head
whatever
of
else.
hair. I can't fucking shit on the hair.
You
Thank
were
you. I
the one
appreciate
talking
that.
shit about your own hair. I was
Yeah.
I
like,
was,
Al,
that's
you
true.
look great
I'm
today.
losing
You
it
were
up
like,
top. I can't talk
Thank
about
you.
anyone's hair.
But
Your
when you
dad
come
has better
I'm
after,
hair.
going gray. I got gray hairs, guys.
but when you come after one of the things that I love in this world to do, how dare you?
Okay.
That's all I
We
got.
will keep that in mind
Al,
next time you're not here.
Al's gonna keep us for an hour after school. Shit.
I hope he does. Uh-oh. Whoa. Role play. Here we go. Yeah.
No, that's not the type of
Smack.
role
There we
play I
I'm
want.
down. Oh, teacher. Oh no. Don't break out the
Oh.
ruler. Okay. So we'll real quick, I just want to this tweet was going around a lot.
What,
It was
we
it
shit on
was
your profession? I'm confused. What do we say about you
I
being a
don't think
teacher?
we
Oh,
did.
you
I
said
think
that
he's
I'm like the
just
worst teacher or something like that. I think we said
Yeah,
something like that.
that
probably.
sounds like us. That sounds like
Yeah.
us. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
we
never
did.
mind.
Maybe we
Shit.
did. That's fine. Well, I'm sure that you know what, Al, I'm sure you are a perfectly fine teacher. I hope that all the students you teach go on to bigger and better things than the three of us have going on in our lives. Okay.
I'm just worried about the minds of the youth when they grow into adults and they've grown up with the notion that all the Patriots need, the one piece they are away is T. Higgins or Brandon Ayuk. Like if 20 years from now I meet a kid and they're like, they went to school in where do you teach? The inner city? Uh,
No.
Okay, well, wherever you teach, if they come from
The
that
outer
region,
city.
and heaven forbid they say some ludicrous shit like, "Oh man, just back in 2025, if the Patriots had just traded for Brandon Ayuk, then everything would have went better."
Things would
I'd
be
I,
so different.
I'd be fucking mortified because I'd be like, "Oh, this poor fucking kid. He's so disillusioned." Al sits up in front of there, probably miserable, smoking a cigarette, just going, "Yeah." We just need Chris Godwin. We need Chris Godwin. That's exactly what this team needs. The offensive line is shit, but if we just got a 32-year-old battered and bruised Chris Godwin, then we're going to the playoffs. And all the kids are like, yeah, Mr. Nick, and you're right. You might be onto something. And then they grow up and they see Chris Godwin's fucking mids, and they're gonna be like, wow, he was super wrong.
Meanwhile, Liam's at the water cooler at work being like, "Hey, you know what? You know what could really work for the Patriots, guys? If we got Sterling Shepard, who's also 32. That's
Nelson
the key to
Aguilar.
this
But he's
offense,
not
guys.
hurt. But he's not hurt. I just
That's the
think it
key
would
to
be a
this
nice.
offense.
I think he'd be a
He's
nice
not going to be a
piece.
number three on this team, but by God, he's going to be the number one
Get me
receiver on the
Nelson
New England
Aguilar or give
Patriots.
me death.
I know it would
Oh,
be
wait a minute.
way
No, I'm sorry.
worse.
Wait, did I say Sterling Shepard? I meant Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
Nelson Aguilar is just the king of Philadelphia. He slides down those grease poles really well. I'm sure he can catch a football again for New
Uh,
England.
Yeah, it's that would be bad if I were to download my sports takes. You guys would see that instantaneously. There'd be like a bunch of 9-year-olds being like, there's not a whole lot of fullbacks in today's game, and you'd be like, oh
I'm
no.
fine with that.
Yeah,
If
you'd
we
be
get
like,
9-year-olds talking
who
about
are you talking
fullbacks,
to?
I'm
Yeah.
in. I'm in.
Oh
I also love
Christ.
that I got left out of that nonsense. So thank you
Yeah.
guys. I think it just shows that I have the most
Oh no, I got you next
common
week. Don't worry about it. I just
common
wanted to
sense. No,
really
you
get on
do because
Liam.
my
You're next
take,
week.
dude, my
Mhm.
takes are bulletproof. You cannot get into
Oh no,
them.
I'm sorry.
So,
Hold on.
Wow.
Here's an average
Wow.
Mike Sullivan take.
oh,
Guys,
linebackers,
the Patriots are going to go 14-3. They're going to make the postseason. Even though we have the
15-2.
shittiest offense in the world, we can't block for anything. But my God, if we just get Robert Spillane on defense, oh buddy, Super Bowl. Get
Yeah.
me
We
to the
got it.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you get it. You
Yeah.
understand. We got it. And by the way, it's 15-2. Don't ever say 14-3. Who do you think they're
Yeah.
losing to?
No, no, no.
Son of a
Mike's
bitch.
Mike's more along the lines of, well, our star center just retired. We're going to trade away our young left guard. We signed a 32-year-old tackle who's played 4 games the last 3 seasons. I think we're going to the Super Bowl, guys. And you're like,
Hey, listen, guys, don't rush me now, but Super Bowl, if this
yeah.
happens.
And
I don't want to say it.
every draft pick, we pick a corner in the seventh round, and Mike's like, I'm thinking 9 interceptions,
I see it. I
defensive
see the
player
vision.
of the year. He's like, just give him number 24 already. He's going to be the next Stefon Gilmore. And me and Al are like, he played at Troy. Like, what are you
Doesn't
talking
matter.
about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That doesn't matter. We got our own Achilles. We're in.
Yeah, great
Yeah, so it'll
reference.
be it'll be fun when you're not on here again, Al, because we're gonna
Because we're
we're
gonna
gonna have
dumb
fun
this
talking
shit
about your
up.
thing. All right, let me get into just the schedule thing, and then we'll get out of here because for the last like couple days, Patriots Twitter, Liam, you don't know, you're not on Twitter, you have an actual life. Patriots Twitter has been talking about kind of after free agency, all the big moves of free agency have happened. So what's your outlook on the Patriots schedule now? So we're not going to do a deep dive kind of into the intricacies of each game, who we, like what we think is going to happen, exact scores, things like that. Just kind of general outlook, because the range of the wins that Patriots Twitter has come up with, anywhere from 7 to 9. That's what people have been saying. So I saw a couple people saying 10, but 7 to 9 seem to be the sweet spot here. But I do also want to tell you guys, we play 9 of the teams the Patriots play are in the top 10 of the draft right now. So that's something to
Damn,
look
that's
to
a
look at
stat.
as well. But the home schedule, though, we went over it really quick, but I just kind of want to throw them out there, see what you guys think of this. Obviously, we play the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets at home. We get the Browns at home as well, the Falcons at home, the Giants, Panthers, Steelers, and Raiders. So all those are home games. Looking at it, I mean, you want to say, sure, they'll lose to the Bills at home. Um, you want to even say maybe they'll lose to the Steelers if you want. But I see you guys are gonna fucking talk shit to me. I see like 6 to 7 wins at home.
At home.
At
At home,
home?
I mean, like I said, you have the division games, obviously, but you got the Browns. I think you can beat the Browns because if they have a rookie quarterback, I think you can beat them. I think you can beat the Jets. I don't think the Jets are going to be good. The Panthers will be a good game, but they're just like you. They're building. I think you can take them. The
Milton
Raiders
Williams,
too.
5 sacks that game, by the way.
Oh, definitely.
Five.
Definitely. The Raiders are shit. The Giants are shit. The Falcons will be competitive. And then the Dolphins, who knows? I see 6 to 7 wins here. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Do you guys think that's going to be a bad homestand? The Patriots have been horrible at home the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
How do you guys see this kind of looking now with the additions they made? If you want to pan out what they might do in the draft, but I'm talking just now.
Al, how do we tell him?
I think we just let him down easily.
Yeah.
Who do you think beats them at home? Don't say Bills because I'm assuming
All
the
right.
Bills are going to
Me,
beat them.
me and Al, let's pick out 2 definite losses at home
Yes.
each right
Very,
now.
very easy. Ravens, Steelers.
They don't play the
Okay.
Ravens at home.
Do they?
They play the
Do they
Ravens
not?
away.
Yeah, Ravens
Okay, that's
away.
still a loss. But anyways,
Would you say Steelers
So
though?
you said Steelers.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'd pick the Dolphins just because they can't the Dolphins just Tua Tagovailoa has the Patriots number until further notice.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
And I will go Falcons. I really don't want to pick the Bills, but
No, you don't
like,
You
want to,
have
but
to.
Liam, we're
You have
trying to
to.
prove a point here. You can
all
put
right,
it
it's
on
the
me if you
Bills.
want.
It's the fucking Bills. It's the
I picked the
fucking
Bills.
Bills.
I picked the Bills. So I'm with you guys.
Okay.
I think the
Okay,
Patriots
so
might
fuck the Bills.
lose.
I'll pick somebody else then. So we'll go Falcons. And I think we could lose to the Panthers. Um,
It's
oh,
realistic.
Steelers.
I already picked
Yeah.
the Steelers.
Oh,
It's
you
okay.
take the
We agree.
Steelers?
We
Okay.
agree.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
agree.
Jeez.
Three, four
All
losses
right.
potentially at home.
Yeah.
I think there's three you can not pen them in, but you can pencil them in pretty deeply. I think you got the Bills, the Steelers, and if you want to say the Falcons, I think you lose to those three at home. I think the Falcons, it's like one of those stupid games where like Michael Penix, I do like him. I think he goes off, maybe whatever happened. We also don't know like the exact schedule. Maybe it's like a night or like a Thursday game. Someone's coming off short rest. I don't know. But like, so I could see three losses at home. So that gives them 6 wins. I think they beat the Browns, the Dolphins, the Giants, the Raiders, the Panthers, and the Jets. I think those are all realistic wins.
Yeah.
They're
You know what I
winnable.
mean?
They're winnable
Yeah.
games.
They
Yeah.
are
Winnable
winnable.
games. So I'm going
I
to
I
go
think we
optimism.
could and very well might lose to the Panthers. Like we
We
could. They were
very
playing
well
lights
could.
out.
I'm going
Yeah.
more on the optimistic route. I think
Yeah,
they
of
beat,
course.
I think
Okay, so
Bryce
the
Young
the
has a
ones we
meh.
definitely lose to, me and Al covered. Those, I know you already said the Bills, but those four, because I'm going to include the Bills in mine. Like those are four
Yeah.
definite losses.
And you
Okay.
know what? Let's just jump into the away games because the
Yeah.
away
That's what I
games
was going to say.
are much easier.
Rough
Ravens,
games.
loss.
Yeah,
Bills, loss.
I think they
Bengals,
win one.
unless they play them week one of the season,
Yeah,
loss.
I
loss.
don't think
Miami, loss. Buccaneers, loss.
Fucking playing the
you're
Saints in
stupid.
NOLA is
I was
tough.
gonna say Saints, probably a loss.
Yeah,
I can't get
the Saints got Brandon
proceed.
Cooks.
Proceed. No good.
The only two games that the
The
only
The
Titans.
game
Buccaneers is a loss.
that's what I said. I said the
We're,
Bucks.
No, it's
oh yeah, we're gonna get
not.
smoked by the
Baker's
Bucks.
gonna throw
We're
two
gonna get
picks.
smoked.
Listen,
Nope.
the only game that I would say right now
Carlton
should
Davis
win on the
revenge game.
road is the Titans game. That's
I
it.
was thinking Jets.
Maybe the Jets, but you never know with the Jets. Jets could be fired up. It could be like it was last year, a Thursday night
Jets.
game, Sunday night game, Monday night game, something
Yeah,
like
That
that.
was with
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. The Patriots beat the Jets and the Titans for sure.
But
I think those
the
are.
if the Titans get Cam Ward, we're losing that game.
I think okay.
Maybe.
So similar to what you guys did with the home games, can you pencil? Can you guarantee 2 or 3 wins in the away games? Because I can't. I
No,
think they beat. I
you
think they beat the
can't.
Jets. That I can. I think they beat the Jets, the Titans, and the Saints.
Okay, I definitely don't. I think they beat the Jets and the Titans. Sure,
They should beat the
Cam.
Jets. They should beat the Titans.
Yeah, and I think they beat the Bills one of the times. So I will say maybe they beat the Bills away
Okay.
because I had them losing at home to the
Mhm.
Bills. So that's three. But other than that, I guarantee I will put money on it right now. We're going to lose to the Ravens. I guarantee we're
For
going to
sure.
lose to the Bengals. I
Mhm.
guarantee we're going to lose to the Buccaneers. I will put money on this right now. I
Okay. What
know
for who?
this
For what team? For what team? Not
for
the
all
Ravens.
of
Not the
them.
Ravens. Because I do
For
think
all
they'll
of
lose
them.
to the Ravens.
All of them. You take
No,
your pick
just
of
not the
any of the
Ravens.
ones I just said. Buccaneers. I
Okay,
guarantee
yeah,
that's a
yeah. You
loss.
seem super confident with the Bucks. What do
Yeah,
you want? Pick a number for the Bucks. We'll do it right now.
$100.
100 bucks.
Yep.
The pay
Virtual handshake.
I have handshake. I have the Patriots winning. You have
Yep.
them losing.
Deal.
Bucks. Yeah, I
If
think so.
Wow.
if Baker Mayfield gets hurt, there's a buyout
Yeah,
clause.
yeah. If either of the
Yeah.
quarterbacks get hurt,
Yeah.
then it's null and void.
Can I get
Obviously.
$20 of that if you win? When you win,
Liam,
Uh,
Al, I got you
I'm
$20.
the witness.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Why don't you just bet them on your own?
I am so.
Because I don't have money to bet right now.
Yes. Well, that's why I don't either. This is a bet about 6 months in
No,
advance.
I'm in. I like the Bucks one. I
Are
like
you
that.
projecting long-term growth in your bank account?
Trying to.
You have to run a
Okay,
fake
well,
fundraiser and
all
get
right,
some money for the
fine.
kids.
Al gets 25 of that. But if I
Yeah.
I'll
lose,
take that. That was more
if
than I
I
asked for.
if I lose, you have to pay me 15 of my $100.
And then I get 275 from everybody. No, but I think so Al, let me ask you. Out of the away games, so Liam, you think out of these games they'll win 3 games? Because if you want to say they'll beat the Bills, so you want to say they'll win 3 of
Yeah.
these away games. Al, how many away games do you think they'll win? Looking at it right now, realistically, don't be a fucking dick just
Two.
because I'm happy.
Two.
You think two? Which ones? The
Jets and
ones I said?
Titans.
Okay.
Yeah, Jets and Titans. Those are the
Okay.
two.
So if that's the case, so if you think they're going to win, if they win 5 to 6 games at home and 2 games on the road, that's 7 to 8 wins right there. And that's being a little bit
That's
on the
7
low
wins.
end. That's 7 or 8 if they win 6 at home and 2 on the road or 3 on the road.
Okay.
Or if you give or take 1 win each way. So I think 7 to 8 wins. So let's just roll with that because I think it's going to be probably 9 if I had to guess. But if you want to go 7 to 8,
Yeah, I was going to say 7 and 10. That's what I think their record's going to be this
okay.
year.
Are you
7 wins, 10
guys,
losses.
is that a record where at the end of the year, all details, all things, whatever players pan out, Polk or Baker, whatever Drake May stats are, Pro Bowl, not Pro Bowl, whatever it is a 7-10 record. Are you guys happy with that coming off 2 4-13
Yeah, of course.
Very encouraged.
Yeah.
right? 3 extra wins. And like, let's just assume the team looks competitive, good in the games, no crazy, but maybe a couple, maybe the Ravens game is a blowout. Maybe one of the Bills games is, maybe you get your weird Falcons game as a blowout, but like overall, they look good. A 7-10 record. You guys are happy with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And I think I am too. Now,
I
again,
think they're going to go 8-9.
so yeah, see, that's more where I lean. If I want to go optimistic, Mike, I'll go 9-8.
Yeah.
But
Okay. So
because
you don't go higher than 9-8?
because it's going to depend on what happens in the draft. I think.
Yeah.
Like currently, right now, my ceiling is 9-8, and I think that 9-8, you're in the hunt at the end of the year, which I think is sweet. That's
Yeah.
even if you don't make the playoffs, I think that's
Then you're
good.
playing team ruiner, and I think that could be fun.
Yeah, and then I think it's like, hey, if a couple things fall their way, the Patriots can sneak in at the 6 or 7 seed, and like whatever happens. But yeah, I think that'd be good. Now after the draft, let's say they get Travis Hunter, they get a left tackle who looks good all preseason, and you're like, holy shit, like this is going to be the guy. Maybe they sign Diggs or someone. I can talk myself into 10-7. And again, that's if like they ace the draft, they get Devin Neal from Kansas as a running back, like they get, a linebacker because I want them to get linebackers. Like, let's just say they get these things. Like 10-7 is my pie in the sky, whatever. But currently right now, I'm with you guys. 7-10, 8-9. I think
it's the most realistic I've ever seen you.
No, I think that's a comfortable thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Stefon Diggs and Travis Hunter, I'm going Super Bowl. But like,
that's more like it.
There I am. I got to be the optimist. I got to be the crazy one. But yeah, I think 7 wins is the minimum for this team. They hit 7. I think everybody should be happy with what's going on. If you hit 8, 9, and you're in the hunt the last 3-4 weeks of the year, great season. Great first year for everybody. I don't care what the stats are, just the record is what it is. Great times for everybody. But yeah, we'll see. Now let me ask you guys, depending on what they do in the draft, is there any way your numbers could be bumped up 1 or 2 wins? Say they have like a good draft, whatever you think a good draft is.
I can go to 9-8.
9
I'm sticking with 7-10.
Yeah. Yeah, of course you are. Okay. That makes sense. Stay in your ways. That's good. I like it. You're very confident.
Mr. Optimist over here, Al. But I agree. Like, I think Al's the most realistic of the bunch, and I'm
Still a
setting
good
myself up for heartbreak again. But after the last 2 seasons where I doubled down and said they were going to get I think I said they were going to get 9 wins last year.
Dude, I had him at 11.
Yeah, 100%. And there wasn't a whole lot of reason for me to do so. If now, when they could look good, if I fucking say they're going to win 6 games, I would feel like a twat when they end up winning 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I gotta remain consistent.
Prove us wrong. Prove everybody wrong. Go out there and win 9 games. B, maybe the last couple weeks of the year, assuming the NFL does the schedule where it's all the division games at the end. Be one of the teams where if you sweep the final 3 games, you're in the playoffs. Like, be one of those teams. I think that'd be awesome. And I think if the Patriots do what they got to do in the draft, I think that they can be there. But we'll see. Either way, the floor for the Patriots is 7 wins. I think that's a solid time. But we'll see. If they ace the draft, I can be talked into a couple more wins. And maybe Liam can too. And Al will just wear you down. And then we'll go from there. So.
Persistence is key.
Let me check Twitter. I don't think there's any other news.
Nope.
I just double check. There's nothing going on, right? All right. God, watch tomorrow at like 8:30 in the morning. Breaking news: Stefon Diggs signs 2-year, 30 to 31.5 million deal with the Patriots. We'll see.
Then we'd
But
have to
anything,
record again.
and oh no, we will. If Diggs gets signed, we'll do a quick like 10-15 minute pod, just kind of being excited, and we'll convince Al to give him another win. Anything you guys want to talk about before we get out? Any comments, concerns, anything you want to say?
Nailed it.
Solid
Yeah,
episode.
Al aired his grievances, so we're good. So this was episode 173 of Tuck Rule Takes. We will see you next week, or if the Patriots do sign Stefon Diggs, go back into wherever you're listening to your podcast. You'll see another little bonus episode there. It'll be a quick one, but otherwise, we will see you next week. Be on the lookout early in the week because, like I said before, we are going to be recording hopefully every Sunday moving forward for the foreseeable future. We'll tell you guys different if we aren't, but yeah, we'll see you next week unless Diggs or someone signs. Is Ayuk enough to get us back in here?
Nope.
Yeah, right? Okay, so Al, it'll be me and you if Ayuk gets in.
Love it.
Yes, okay, love it. We'll see you guys next week. Tuck Rule Takes, episode 173. Get ready for football. I'm pumped.
Later.
Later.